Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to take us to key concept 2.6, which is going to relate to theme 1 of AP World, interactions between human beings and the environment. And 2.6 is environmental consequences of connectivity. So, of course, the Earth shapes human societies, and as populations grow and change, these populations in turn shape their environments. There was a continued diffusion of crops and pathogens, with epidemic diseases, including the bubonic plague, spreading along trade routes. So, in short, this is a map detailing the Black Plague and its spread. You'll notice that we see the Black Death and the Black Plague spreading throughout East and Southeast Asia, and then all the way to like Kaffa and Europe by about 1347 to 1348. So, human demographics are one of the key elements of theme number 1. So, we'll note that in some cases, there's going to be reductions of human populations, and the Black Plague is the perfect example. So, in Europe, for instance, the population dropped from somewhere around 85 million to around 60 million. It took a couple of hundred years for the population to fully recover from the impacts of the Black Death. But diffusion of foods is going to mean that people have access to more calories. And so that's going to raise human demographics in different places. One really good example is bananas. Bananas in this time period spread into Africa. Along with a lot of other fruits, bananas are originally from Southeast Asia, New Guinea, that region of the Indian Ocean, bridging over to the Pacific region. In the classical and post-classical eras, bananas diffused through the Indian Ocean to reach Madagascar. From Madagascar, bananas diffused into sub-Saharan Africa, where they became an important source of food. Bananas diffused widely throughout the Dar al-Islam. Next is new rice varieties in East Asia. So, Champa rice, again, Champa was a kingdom of Southeast Asia in what is currently Vietnam. They developed a type of rice that was very quick to ripen, meaning that they could grow an extra harvest in a single year. The champa seeds given to the Chinese emperor around 1000 were given as part of the Chinese tribute system, which you should know about by this point. It led to a doubling of the population of China during the Song Dynasty until the total devastation that was brought about by the Mongols. The Champas gave the rice to the Chinese as part of that tribute system. Next is spread of the citrus fruits inside the Mediterranean. Citrus is a family of trees and shrubs that grow fruit. They are native to the region between India, China, and Southeast Asia. Again, that same sort of Southeast Asian jungle area where a lot of fruits have their origin. And they include important crops like oranges, lemons, and limes. These become available in the Mediterranean basin in this time period, which means people suddenly will have a lot more access to vitamin C. An important source of vitamin C, the foods diffused through the Indian Ocean and the Middle East during the post-classical era. So, key concept 2.7 just tells us to have a debate about the content, a brief review, a deepening and widening of networks of exchange and human interaction developed, improved commercial practices led to an increased volume of trade, the growth of interregional trade in luxury goods was encouraged by innovations in previously existing transportation and commercial technologies, including the development of caravanserai, new forms of credit, and the development of money economies like the flying money or the paper money from China. Changes in trade networks resulted from and stimulated increasing productive capacity with important implications for social and gender structures and environmental processes. Demand for luxury goods, increase in Afro-Eurasia. Chinese, Persian, and Indian artisans and merchants expanded their production of textiles and porcelains for export, and manufacture of iron and steel expanded in China. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all of Unit 2.